Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to AMF Chicopee Lanes here in Chicopee, Massachusetts, right off the beautiful Mass Turnpike for NEBA number 969. It's the NEBA Savage Arms Open Match Play Round of 8. And here we go with this very difficult 39-foot, 22.5 mil, 4.5 to 1 oil pattern. And I'll start off the festivities by telling you that it is 6 out of 8 lefties in the top 8. So here we go with a pattern that does not play well once the friction breaks down. There's not a lot to move into, and the righties have paid the price for that, clearly. The two righties that have figured it out so far are Chris Forey, who we see right in front of us here on 33 and 4. And Mr. Forey will be taking on fireballing Aaron Major. And RJ Martinez, who's here on 31 and 2. And RJ just got done disposing of Peter Fox. RJ's opponent is RJ. It's the RJ match. RJ Broge, who just got done beating out his wife, Amanda. So that might be an interesting ride home, although it guarantees a Broge in the top 8. Always a good thing. So there's Forey going very straight with urethane. And I'm sure he could give us a very interesting analysis of how he's playing the lanes. Unfortunately, he's busy trying to win a tournament, so he did promise he would stick around for the live stream. Were he knocked out, and here he is all the way to the round of 8, so good for him. Over on 37 and 8, Ian Fitzpatrick, who just got by his match handily against Roy Vandebogart, is up against the hottest bowler in the building, and clearly with the best look. That would be Chris Soule, and Soule shooting 296 over to qualify. The next closest bowler, Frankie Kalka, at a 191 over, so he 105 pins clear of the field is Soule. He gets a gift from Alex Aguiar. Soule goes by 2 7-pins, grinds out 2-0, manages a late triple, gets 2-0, and Alex could not get lined up on that pair. He kept moving left, and it kept hooking more on him, and Alex ends up losing by a mark to Chris Soule. Meanwhile, it's Ian Fitzpatrick, who's playing about as deep as all the lefties, and he's doubled over there. Meanwhile, Aaron Major throws it through the break, does not get the turn on the bucket, leaving the 3, 9, and 8 out to start. So Mr. Forey with the early advantage in that match. Let's go down to 29 and 30, and another match of two lefties, Frankie Kalka against Dennis Bissonnette. Bissonnette, the hometown favorite, and Dennis, having worked on his game and looking very, very strong, bowling here at Chicopee a lot. And everywhere we see him, he seems to be very much in contention, just getting better and better. And there's RJ Broge piping it up the 4-5 board and dead flushing it for the double on 31. Talked about the oil pattern. It is 39 feet. It has a name. It's called the 2008 EBT German Championship. 39 feet, 22.5 mils, 4.5 to 1 ratio. So in theory, there's a little bit to work with, but unfortunately, all the friction is out. So once you move in and get inside the track, it gets flatter and flatter, so there's not a huge puddle to move into. So if you can stay out and stay straight, as many of the lefties are doing, it seems to play a little better. Or if you have hand and you can use urethane and just tame down the reaction as Soule is doing, that is working very well for him. And Soule now with a week 7 up on 37 and 8. And that match is going to pretty much get tied. Now here's RJ Martinez with a nice soft stroke. Nice. It's funny how to see the two righties play it. We'll watch. We just saw RJ really with some pretty inline axis tilt, getting some skid flip out of the shot through the front. Meanwhile, you're going to see Chris Forey take this urethane and go straight up the track. Absolutely no belly at all, pretty much. Let's see how he does. Well, there's a balk. And he'll come back and we'll start over. And even Forey told me that not that long ago he didn't have any urethane in his bag. And tonight he's throwing a purple. So here we go. Soule, no problem with the 7-pin that time, so good for him. Would like to give a shout out to a very, very special young man, Braden Brogan. Braden won the first ever NEBA Youth Tournament yesterday. It was specifically for youth, and it is a youth title. It's not a full NEBA title. But Braden bested the field. We had 4 divisions, girls under 18, girls under 15, and boys under 18 and under 15. And there's Forey. Does have a little belly, actually. I stand corrected. Brings it back. And 2 in the pocket for Mr. Forey. And Braden Brogan wins our first youth event in strong fashion. He's high qualifier. He comes back with the back 4 to eke out his first match, and then he won his second match and the title match in dominant fashion. Braden, up from 14 years old, up from Long Island, to win that title. So good for him, and hopefully we'll have many more. And the idea of Megan Haas, Megan is the manager here, and her idea was to pit Braden against the winner of this event. So we have already raised in various types of sponsorships, of which Mr. Viali has agreed, and TechVision, your live streaming team, has agreed. We're going to put up at least $750 for that match. And there's a triple for Forey right up the pike. Beautiful shots there by El Jefe. Looking very strong. And here's Broge covering the 7-pin now. Unfortunately, that match will not be tonight. For one thing, it's because we all want to go home. But for the other thing, it's Braden is down on Long Island, so he had to go home, and so he's not here. And so we will arrange that match at some point in the future here, and we will certainly bring it to you on the live stream, no doubt about that. So I want to thank and look at that shot by Aaron Major, piping up 10 with that UC3. Doesn't overreact, holds pocket, and blasts the 10-pin. Pretty unlucky, to be honest. There's RJ Broge, gets one left a little bit for a 3-pin. Let's check in on the Calca match. And that match is even, both bowlers with a double and clean. Bissonette with a chance now to get up on 30 and triple to take a 11-pin lead, wherein right now he's down by 1 pin. So very close match there, Calca Bissonette. RJ up a mark in his match against, RJ Broge up a mark in his match against RJ Martinez. And here's Aaron Major up against a buzzsaw so far in his match, with Forey starting with the front 3, and then of course Ian Fitzpatrick just left an 8 count. He's got a double, and so does Sol, so that match is within 2. So really the Forey match, the only one really so far with a runaway, except that Dennis Bissonette did triple. So Dennis now with a 10-pin lead, and Dennis, once he gets going, he can string him with the best of them. RJ Martinez waves it off. He says, I chicken winged that one, but you know what? It laid off, and I got it to strike. That's very rare to see a shot hold pocket here. And there's Aaron spinning by the 10-pin for an open, and Forey with the open door now. Let's see what he can do. Punch his ticket forward to the round of 4. So I'm actually alone with you tonight. I'm going to make my pick for the winner. This is traditionally the time when we do it, and I'd be curious to all your thoughts. I'm going to take Dennis Bissonette. As much as I want to take Chris Forey, I think the shot on the left is superior, and I think Dennis Bissonette is come a long way as a player. This is his house. He knows every pair. He knows every board. And so I really have to go with the hometown favorite of Dennis Bissonette. Yeah, there was a... And as soon as I say that, Forey gets the 4th one, trips the 4-9 out. And there you go, buddy. And so we'll see what y'all think. If you want to chime in on the chat and let us know what you think of my pick, and if you have your own, I'd be very interested to hear what you have to say about that. And we'll see how we do here, trying to get onto the stream here, get the chat up. So how you doing, everybody? Yeah. And whoever you think, to make your picks now, and we'll see who it is. Julie Matthew likes Kalka. There you go. And get those picks in early and often, and we'll see how we do. Here's Forey going for the front 5. And a kind of a rather uneventful 10-pin, a little bit light in the pocket. And now R.J. Broge up with an 8-pin lead in his match. R.J. Martinez unable to get a double together. He can't strike on that left lane. And we'll see. Dennis Carson likes Chris Forey. Now, the other thing I really should do is tell you that Soul gets Soul just left a weak 7, and a pin came screaming across the deck, takes it out, and of course you hear from behind our current NEBA president, Chris Viali. That's a Farkle. That's a Farkle. And there you go. Love to hear the Farkle chimes. So there we go. And yes, Bissonnette spare next 4. It wouldn't surprise me. Let me see. Let's look at the bracket here. It is going to be possible to have a Soul Dennis final. That is possible. So I'm going to go even further. I'm going to predict a Soul Dennis Bissonnette final. And out of that, I will take Dennis. How's that? And sorry about that, Chris. Meanwhile, Ian Fitzpatrick has his own things to say about it. He doubles for his second double of the match to keep himself in shouting distance of Chris Soul. So that match by no means out and on 37 and 8. And here's Martinez, got that right, and there's the risk of moving in on this oil pattern. If you get it a couple boards right, there's just not enough recovery there to have the ball return and come back, and it's just not going to do it. Meanwhile, Bissonnette leaves an 8-pin in the pocket to go with his 4-bagger, but he will enjoy a 22-pin lead over Frankie Kalka. That's down on 29 and 30. Some upcoming tournaments, June 25th and 26th. The Turbo Grips over-under doubles, and then the next day is the Grog Monster Sports regular doubles. So would love to see you all there. That's going to be down in Cranston. And then on July 16th and 17th, we'll be going back to Callahan's Bowl-O-Rama. That Callahan family is going to be adding $2,000, and that's about the most boards I might have ever seen Aaron cross. He got that to the left, across the boards. Now, even though Forey missed that 10-pin, he does enjoy a 42-pin lead halfway through the match. We'll see how we do. Now, R.J. Martinez got one out to the right, and he did get it to read and come back. But in the meantime, he's still got 220 in the wood. R.J. Broge now right at a 218 pace. If he can get this one, he'll be in the 220 pace. So Broge clearly in command of that match. Let's see how Forey comes back after the missed 10-pin. There's a prediction for R.J. Broge to win, and that's certainly a viable prediction. R.J. throwing it very, very well, and Forey coming back strong. Now here's Soul. Soul's got a double, spare, triple. How about 4-bagger? Double, spare, 4-bagger. So 20-pin lead plus count for Mr. Soul. So looking very strong as we were expecting. And another beautiful shot by RJ. He looks unstoppable. He's in the 220s now. All he needs to do is mark out, and he will take the match from RJ Martinez. And let's see how Frankie's doing. Frankie just missed. Frankie strikes. He's got 107. He's down 22. He struck on the right lane, and he's only got 3 frames left. So would strongly urge Frankie to get the next couple to stay in this match against Bissonnette. Here is Forey right to the track. Perfect shot in the pocket. Give me the grunt. Yes, baby. Huge shot there by El Jefe. Looking very strong. And here's Soul. Give him the next one. Soul doing what he's been doing this whole tournament. Piping to 270 pace. And Ian Fitzpatrick is all but out of wood up on 37-8. Meanwhile, Broge, another shot in the pocket, looking very strong. So it's looking like Broge, Forey, Soul, and so far Dennis Bissonnette. And what an interesting semi this is going to be if we can get there. And Frankie has something to say about that as he doubles, putting some pressure on the young Bissonnette. That's over on 29-30 to your left. And Martinez misses, and here we go. We've had a prediction of Chris and Soul for the finish. Unfortunately, they will meet each other next. If they both win, they will move to 31-2. It will be Forey against Chris Soul if they both win. Then it will be Dennis against Broge on 33-4. So that will be the two lefties and the lefty-righty. So we've had 4 out of 6 lefties in the top 8, and it looks like so far we're looking at 3 out of 4 in the top 4. And we'll see how we do. Smitty Payne, hey Smitty, going with Chris Forey. He likes it. And Dennis Bissonnette goes bucket, miss. So it looks like Bissonnette now, 173 in the 8th, can come up with 233 maximum. And right now pacing at 213. And unfortunately, he just lost the lead by virtue of the fact that he missed the bucket. He lost the lead. He gets up and strikes in the 9th. He can go 233. Frankie Calca, 127 in the 6th with a double up. 92-10. He's at 210. Calca can get up and punch to win the match right now. This is on 29-30. What a turnaround in that match. And a mistaken frame by Dennis Bissonnette in the 8th. Leaves a bucket and then misses it. After Frankie doubles, gonna believe he put a little pressure on young Dennis. And here's Calca. It'll be to the left of your screen. And there he goes, looking good, gets it out, gets the mixer, but leaves the 7-pin. And meanwhile, Aaron Major can't put any strikes together against Forey, so he's only got 194 in the wood, and Mr. Forey pacing at 220 pace. So Forey has all but punched his ticket, as has RJ Broge. He goes bucket, but it's not going to matter. RJ Broge is definitely in. And actually, it's only 190 can Aaron Major shoot. And Forey, with that spare, has cleaned up the match. He can go open, and still win. So it is Forey and RJ Broge so far. And Chris Soul is in. The only match that's still in doubt is going to be the Calca-Bissonnette match. Now, Calca, 176 in the 8th with a spare up. Bissonnette, 173 in the 8th with a strike up. So, Calca can go 226. So even if he doubles, Bissonnette can still get up and double to win the match. Bissonnette cannot be shut out. Frankie very disappointed that he couldn't strike in the 9th. He had ball in hand. He could have closed out the match. Were he able to put a double together? But now Bissonnette has his fate in his hand. He'll need at least a strike to make up the count. That's assuming Calca marks and holds count. He'll need at least one, and if Calca can double, it means that Bissonnette will need 2. So let's see how we do. We're watching to the left of your screen. You'll see Calca's ball go down the lane. And there he goes, right on the edge, comes up, slap 7. Big shot there. And that, of course, is going to take care of the count. That means that Bissonnette will need, at minimum, the first strike in the 10th. And if Calca can do it again, Bissonnette will need 2. That will be a big test of this young man's career. Can he survive a NEBA match against the very, very tough and Hall of Famer Frankie Calca. Frankie, I think the youngest Hall of Famer we have. He was really started bowling NEBAs only in like the 2005 range and already racked up 6 or 7 or 8 wins and just dominant. Now he's taking a little time to re-rack his Calca. That's over on 29. Some other upcoming events. We have the Keene weekend coming up, thanks to Jeff Barden up there. It's July 30th and 31st. There'll be golf that weekend. There's a doubles, there's a singles up at Yankee Lanes in Keene. And really looking forward to that. And, of course, we always thank our traditional sponsors, Chris Forey and Buddy's Pro Shop. I should tell you that this is another stop in the Chris Forey and Paul Forey Memorial Tournament. And these top 8 players, I should be filling this in actually, and Calca gets up and gets the second one in the 10th. And so good for him. Actually, what I'm doing now is I'm writing in these top 8 players because they are the next 8 to qualify for the Paul Forey Memorial. And I'll tell you who those are so far. And so Frankie did double. So far it's Kampf, Coco, myself, Jeremy Hartbarger, Eric Smythe, Dennis Bissonette, Tom Solomini, Chris Viali, Jay Johnson, Ryan Ladley, John Kirker, John Wilbur, Corey Umbrello, Matt Fazzone, Michael Mirable, and Andrew Hall. Now Frankie Calca joins the group, and so does Dennis Bissonette, but that's our first replicate, so you can only join once. We're going to need 64 bowlers. There'll be 8 events, at which we will take the top 8. That'll be 64 bowlers, and once we finish there, we'll go to the points list. So Dennis Bissonette has already qualified, so he will go back. Now, guess what? Chris Forey qualifies for his own event, and so he's in, as is R.J. Broge, and I'm looking for duplicates here. And now Calca goes 2-2-5. So now Dennis Bissonette, very simple. 2 strikes and you win. 2 strikes and 3 pins and you win. So he needs the 2. Here's Dennis up on lane 30 to your left. And we will see how he does. First shot away. Packs it, no doubt about it. Great shot by Bissonette. Can he withstand the pressure? Calca coming back with a clutch double in the 10th to get to 225. Bissonette right now needs one more strike. Count is irrelevant. He must have this hit on lane 30, and then he punches his ticket. He joins Chris Forey, he joins Chris Soule and R.J. Broge in the final, the semifinal, which will bring you right after this. And the shot's away. What can he do? And he gets it! Clutch double for Dennis Bissonette. And now joining me up here, and let's see if we can get him to turn up a mic just for a second. We're about to sign off here, buddy. It is no other than semifinalist Chris Forey. How you doing, Chris?
Oh, my God.
Wow. What a great line you have.
Well, I wouldn't say I have a great line. I'm just trying to chuck it toward the head pin.
Chucking it. Well, no, I think you're playing the track brilliantly. I think the other guys have gone so far in and found nothing. It's been dead flat.
There have been a couple patterns.
Seems to hook more.
If you hit like these couple pairs over here, hook a little bit, but then you get, so you have a hooking pair and then everything outside that you got to move back right. But yeah, I was just excited when I fourth frame when I was like on the approach. I go, there's only 8 of us left. That means I get to bowl the Paul Forey Memorial like you and Viali.
I was just filling out the sheet. I was literally filling it out. We have our first duplicate. We have our first duplicate. Dennis Bissonette.
I was wondering if we've had one yet.
No, here's our 8. Now we have Bissonette's a duplicate, and I'll fill it out as soon as we hang up here. So
that was pretty cool.
You got to get ready for a big semifinal match, my friend. Come on, buddy.
I'm going to
stay in there. We're all rooting for you.
I'm the lone righty.
A lot. You'd be amazed how many people in the live stream have picked you.
Oh God!
Come on, buddy. Here we go. Don't let us down.
All right, thanks.
All right. We'll be back in a minute, folks. Talk to you later.